This is the great one, the ultimate driving machine. And if you don't know what that means, you're excused. But if, when you see this car, you're seized with an uncontrollable urge to plant yourself behind the wheel and head for the wide open spaces, then we're talking to you. The great one is an idea on wheels. The idea that there's more to driving than just moving from place to place in isolated indifference. The great one is 400 cubic inches of glistening engine. The great one is a superb road-handling chassis. The great one is bucket seats, carpeting, and a walnut-styled instrument panel. The great one is Pontiac GTO for 1967. Isn't it time you decided to ride the wide-track winning streak? The great one is here.
Hi guys, we're here with the final on our Luka C's model car hobby headquarters Facebook page. 67 GTO Group Build. We have it all done. We combined parts from the 67 Chevelle from AMT with the Weekend Warrior kit. And this is what we turned up with. We went Tamiya chrome yellow for the paint. Did the bare metal foil for the trim panels, and we shaved all of our badges and replaced them with decals. This kit has a few big flaws. Some you can fix and some you can't. Basically, the one it is fixable, but it take a lot of work, is that the bumper is too narrow for the body. So obviously we'd have to cut it, splice in some styrene and smooth it out and fit it back, because it's about an 1/8 inch or a little less too narrow. My kit, the taillights did fit in the slots without any problem. I've had several kits where they don't fit. So usually that I will either just put some clear sheet behind them and paint it red with the transparent red, or fill the holes with the UV Cure resin and paint it red from behind. But these fit in without any problem on this one. The other main issue that this car has is the front grille, bumper, headlight package doesn't fit. Again, doesn't fit the body. And what you end up having to do is trimming and sanding the center section of the body down of the nose to get it to raise up. And a lot of times you have to trim the body on these corners to allow the fender, bumper, and to meet together properly. Also, which I didn't mess with because it's a lot more work than it's worth, is this center piece on the body. Should it come to a point, and on the kit it's flat, but it's a minor thing that most people won't ever notice, so I didn't worry about messing with it. And those are the big flaws of the kit. I mean, it is an old promo kit tooling, originally screwed together. The chassis pan that goes in it is not super great. I mean, it has most of it is molded on, and you're using the metal axles and whatnot to go through it. But at the end of the day, when you set it down, it looks like it's supposed to look. I mean, it looks like a GTO. So that's what we're going to call it. I'll tip it up and show you the underside, which is basically all Chevelle. The chassis and the engine, the axles, the rear tires, all came from the Chevelle kit. We did the drive shaft in the green for Mr. Charlie Mack. and we like to give him a shout out whenever we can. So other than the chassis, everything is pretty much GTO from the GTO kit. The only other exception would be the mirror also came from the Chevelle kit, because the GTO does not come with mirrors. The hood, I know that when it came factory, the scoop was the same color as the body, but I like it in chrome, so we went with chrome. And there's the yellow chrome paint. Let me crank you up here and we'll move in. The engine is basically the one from the Chevelle. The intake manifold was custom built using parts from both the Chevelle and the GTO kit. In order to get the breathers to fit under the hood, I had to sand them down pretty severely, the little velocity stack cone underneath, down to get them to fit. Our plug wires and battery cables were made from 22,000 solder. I drilled out the distributor cap and put those in. We've got we did battery cables. I was going to put the heater hoses in, but I forgot until it was already put together, and I didn't feel like pulling it apart to put those in. So there's no heater hoses, but there basically would just be two black hoses coming through this section here. I don't generally plumb do the gas lines and stuff like that on them, because I can't see it anyway, and 99% of the time my car sits with the hood on. Now for the front, I cut out, if you go back and watch the earlier videos, we cut out the original core support brace, whatever, with the screw hole tabs in it. We used the core support from the Chevelle chassis, but that leaves a big hole here, which would have been filled with the panel for the hood latch and whatnot. So we put some sheet styrene in it, cover it with bare metal foil, so it's nice looking, and then threw some decals on it just to give it some interest. We put on the Hurst and the Holley. There's the fan warning one, Champion spark plugs, the hooker headers, and then we do have a VIN plate on it right there. You'll probably can't see it, but it does have a VIN plate on the dash. As far as seeing the interior, I'll throw pictures in from the earlier videos, because it is just too dark in there to see. I'll put some stills from the interior before it was installed. The only other thing that I was going to do and didn't get around to it, and decided to skip it, was put the Goodyear decals on the slicks, because I used the street slicks instead of the regular ones. So the actual slicks in the Chevelle kit already come pad printed. And one last thing, another tribute in this build is to honor our good friend Fred Henry, aka Snappy Pappy, and one of his favorite phrases is "as shiny as a diamond in a goat's ass." And so we put a zircon cubic zirconia diamond in there where the license plate would go. So now it is truly as shiny as a diamond in a goat's ass. There you go, Fred. That's just for you. Charlie got his green drive shaft, and you got your diamond in a goat's ass. So with that, guys, we're gonna close out this video. There'll be plenty of stills at the end. And I want to say, guys, it's an old kit. It's got its flaws. If you take a little time with it, you can really come up with something decent in the end. And it's all part of modeling. If you weren't not willing to do a little bit of modeling, then, you know, stick to the Bandai kits. I mean, even now some of them have flaws. But anyway, I don't want to waffle. So I'm going to say thanks, Luka, for setting up this group build. And I was happy to be part of it. And good morning, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in the world when you watch the video. Check out the rest of the playlist. Like and subscribe if you want to. If you would like one of my shop cards, the email will be in the description. Send me your address. No matter where you are in the world, I will get you a shop card. And with that, I'm going to say good night, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.